Hello, everybody. Welcome to Outlawed Thoughts. I don't know what number. I'll figure that out by next episode, I promise. My voice is shot, but I'm here, and Eli's not. Just like that. By the way, what's hilarious is we were just talking about technical difficulties, and then boom.
See, you jinxed yourself. You shouldn't have said anything. Just ride the wave.
I'm like, okay, there's my technical difficulty.
Absolutely impeccable timing.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, no, I'm just, it's been a busy little week for me. I'm trying to get all this Vogler stuff put together and that documentary finished. So my ass has been firmly kicked into high gear in regards to that. And so I thought I was going to actually be releasing it in a few days, but then a lead that I had on some video material materialized. So now I'm going to them to so that's going to prolong this by another few days or so, but shouldn't be too bad here. Just getting some video material sent over to me from one of the college archives here locally.
That sounds like it's worth it. It's only going to make the content better, so it's worth the wait. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, so and then pretty much shot my voice in the ass by talking too much and drinking a little bit on one of the nights a few days before. So
nice, not a good... very nice.
But doing all right today.
Yeah. No, looking really very much looking forward to that documentary too, because I remember we watched the preview on the last episode, and then I ended up watching it again. Because because I am so much looking forward to it, but just the amount of dedication that you're putting into it too. Like, even if it means prolonging its being finalized, you being
Exactly.
able to add more content to it and more material is going to draw more interest. That's more information, and that's ultimately your objective in this big project, correct?
Yeah, yeah. It's to me, it's there's not a lot of footage of Vogler. A lot of what I have is audio. So if there's an opportunity for me to get footage of him, that's definitely a big win. So I'm hoping it all pans out. A lot of the stuff that exists is on VHS tapes, so how much of it is usable or digitized or whatever is a whole other ball of wax. So I'm gonna get into it over the next couple days in emails back and forth with these archivist people, and then try to figure out where I have to go from there. I know we want to talk about a bunch of random stuff today, but I know one of them was the Hunter Biden thing. And I
Yes.
put the title because this has been a shit show. So I have to be real. I very rarely go on Twitter these days for like Twitter drama. I don't really reply to people very often. I tend to just do my own thing. But I
That's what Blue
did
Sky is for.
yeah, I did start laughing hysterically because I saw all of this stuff start going out on Twitter. And what I want to do is, I think, with the first off, Toad getting replied to on Twitter by Hunter Biden calling Toad handsome or something, or hot or some shit. It was hilarious.
Toad got a reply?
Oh yeah,
Really?
yeah. I'll see if I can find it here. But yeah, he got a reply. Oh yeah, Toad put it as his banner. 1 second. I know I can bring it up right now. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, he put
That's
it
such
on.
a Toad thing to do. I love that.
Yeah, I'll share my screen here. So this was the Toad. So this was Toad getting replied to on Twitter. Now what he was replying to was, I think, Toad pointing out that he was more attractive or something along those lines. So it was
I can't believe that's real. The
yeah,
timeline we're living in is just astounding to me. Wow.
yeah, this is a
Yeah.
wild world we're in.
Yeah, because we had mentioned this briefly today, and I said like my whole thing. I feel like just I don't know in the last like week or so, I haven't really been on Twitter very much either, especially for the Twitter drama, and any stuff that's coming up on my feed is all Thomas Massey and everything. I watched his whole
USS Liberty.
yeah, I watched that today, and that was really cool. And then just everything else that's been going on in Massey, just being sassy, being a fucking
Sassy
badass.
Massey. That's a good
Oh
name.
my god,
Sassy Massey. That's gonna rock during the campaign.
oh it is. Like I'm actually like I'm pretty upset about like the political situation right now. I've been saying how I might kind of back off of like politics being one of my little hobbies because I'm so like just upset with the situation. I'm just like I'm not sure if I'm going to graduate from being like a constitutionalist libertarian to just being a straight up anarchist at this point. I don't
Yeah, that's
know.
something you need to evaluate. Not that I want to like tell you what you need to do, but I mean, that's
like
there's a self-awareness there where if you can step back, there's always me on the outskirts of myself wondering, am I going this way because it's cyclical and that's what they expect of me? Because things are like that where people do get burnt out at a certain point of this. Everybody does. It happens with every generation. So you have to
yeah,
ask yourself, is this happening because it's a cyclical thing? And do I want to subvert that by doubling down and going full throttle?
right.
Or am I going to part ways and then maybe this could be like the time when you need to step up and something big could happen, but if you step away now, everything that you've built towards, just because things are getting a little tired, or we're seeing the same antiquated points from people where I get it. I get a little annoyed by seeing people regurgitate thought points or how many bots are on the website saying shit that like you're seeing the same comment. And I agree with you where like you don't want to participate, but I also see the other side of it where like the me that is a character on the internet has to participate in these things, and that's more fun for me because the people that are involved, we all just sort of meme on it. And I mean
Yeah.
I was talking about this on the show where I think Hunter Biden is going to be like on a presidential card very soon. I think that
Just like
me and
voting
FO
for
were talking about
president.
yeah I like
Yeah.
FO was like I don't know, and I'm like yeah, but that's what everybody said about Trump. They said Trump never had a chance because he's not political. And then he won the presidency. So if
Well,
Trump can win, how far off are
2016
we from
campaign
fucking Hunter
Trump.
becoming president? I'd be scared of
Yeah.
that, dude. Smoking crack in the
So
White House.
fucking go for it. Honestly, just go for it at this point. Fucking burn it down. But yeah, no, that and I agree with that because like, one of the little comedic characters I've kind of been wanting to do on Twitter is that Adolf Elmer is my son.
That's awesome.
Well, like Leighton knows about with the Skank Fest, my Adolf Elmer backpack and everything. And yeah, on my Twitter bio it says Adolf Elmer is my son, which by the way, he finally followed me back like a few weeks ago. Adolf Elmer followed me back and liked my post about my backpack of him and going to Skank Fest. And I was like, my son, my boy. But
that's pretty awesome.
Yes, it is. And but with the political situation, I feel like things have gotten so ridiculous that where there's actually been action at this point happening. Like Marjorie Taylor Greene is one where she's flip-flopped a lot, but I feel like in the end, I was kind of like, all right, okay, if you want to stick to this time, let's fucking go. And then she dropped out, and now somehow Massey lost. I'm just like, okay, what the fuck is going on?
What wasn't it John Kerry that used to have the flip-flopper like nickname stereotype because he was always I figured you'd know that now.
Oh my god. Yes. Yeah.
So like when I hear that, it's like that's what I mean. It's cyclical. We're having like another version of John Kerry and Marjorie Taylor Greene where you just keep seeing the same dynamics and archetypes. And then you like it is boring, but I like being the guy that's kind of just pointing out how boring it is and laughing at it, and then seeing the people that get mad because they buy into it. I'm not like, I don't think you're dumb. It's just funny to me that you're so serious about some shit when it's like, go raise your kids or go grow some crops and like, I don't know, do something else besides fucking, you know what I mean? Have a god that you'll never meet or talk to. And it's like, it's very weird. It's very weird.
Sky Daddy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? People say they don't believe in God, but you believe in fucking Tucker Carlson? What are you talking about? What is going on here?
I think the loss that Massey took can be taken in a few different ways, but I think when you break it down like the way that I think he is, and I think other people around him were, where you have what is the most expensive race that has ever been done in Senate history. You've got basically billions, you've got millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars being used against him by these
Miriam put in how fucking much against Massey?
Right.
These Zionist sort of shill backers.
And let's not even worry about the money laundering scheme that's embedded within that. But it's worth putting as a footnote to strengthen what you're saying, because I 100% agree. Please continue to cook, King.
What you end up with is proof, in my opinion, that depending on the makeup of any given state, money can be used and power can be used by these people who are already in the democratic system to basically strong arm whoever they want into politics. The problem with that is that it makes it sort of a struggle to fight against. It makes you think some of the agorists and those types are correct. I happen to think that the libertarian side of things, or the anarchist side of things, or the ANCAP, which is closer to what I guess I consider myself, correct, are more in a position where I don't know, my time preference isn't as quick as that. I recognize that, like, I don't know, the country got created off of hundreds of years of weird back and forth military issues and constitutional issues before the Constitution was even drafted and all these things. So I don't know how quick these things are supposed to happen. I will say that from Ron Paul onward, from 2008 Ron Paul onward, um, libertarian, anarchist, pro-liberty, America First, whatever you want to refer to it as, has certainly gotten carved into its own spotlight and grown to be something that actually matters. So I feel like if we keep just expanding on that, eventually it's going to have a seat at the table. And once it does, it can start doing actual action. But until then, we have to basically play in these people's world, which is frankly going to involve doing as much as we can to, kind of fight against laws they create in whatever way we can, and
Right.
Which also I'll let us get back to the Hunter Biden, but going off of what you just said, I just want to say also, we recently had June 4th. So happy Killdozer Day, guys. Tread back.
Happy
I
Killdozer.
want to shout out my homie Handler in the chat because he said a YN feeling like 08 Ron Paul. Fucking-
Well, I do think that Massey has a legitimate chance to have a second bite at the apple in the form of the Ron Paul revolution sort of thing. If he plays his cards right, even if not for president, even if he were to just rerun for his seat, he has a very much of a groundswell support around him. But I do think if he runs for president, I don't think he'll necessarily win, but he definitely would revive what we would see as the Ron Paul revolution, sort of Tea Party era style Republican stuff that I think is still definitely there and doesn't really have anywhere to voice their opinions. So having somebody like him run makes sense,
He gets
you
loud
posted
in
that
such a perfect way.
you
Yeah.
posted that meme as a joke and it blew up. And there's power in just saying that Thomas Massey, Tucker Carlson, even though it's not real, it'll never happen. But anybody who has a fucking hint of a brain cell rattling around up in their dome can comprehend that, holy shit, if there is power in just this, in just saying it, if it can
Yeah.
blow up and have hundreds of thousands of likes across, because people were stealing it from him, because I'm not just going to use his one aggregate total. There's multiple people who use that, and I know millions of people saw it. There were hundreds of thousands of likes on that idea. So if anybody's smart enough to use that, there's that many people who are willing to abide by that thought bubble. It's that simple to corral a bunch of people into, oh, you want to push some agendas? Well, just give them Thomas Massey and Tucker Carlson because they've already won faith. They already have so many different dynamics that they can pull this overlap of audience, and then you go from there. It's going to be the same shit that we've been getting over and over again if people aren't careful. And it's not that I'm like against or for Thomas Massey, but when you see these names come out of the woodwork and you don't really know what to expect. Everybody really thought that Bernie was the second coming of Christ, and then you take a deeper look into him, and it turns out he was taking millions of fucking dollars under the table, and he'll sidestep it. I'm not saying he's the most corrupt, but he was a little corrupt, even though he was the guy. Oh, the billionaires, they're taking all the money, and if you want to get all the things back, then you got to listen to me. And he's in on it. He's just one of the minimalist grifters. He's the smallest part of it, where he's enough to keep people quiet who will believe in him, and then there will never be the true revolution that people actually want because they're subverted by this. It's like you all have to rally behind the right horse and know that they don't have any deep ties, or else you're never really going to see anything close to what you want. And I'm not saying I have the fucking answers, but That's how I feel about a lot of this shit. That's why the Hunter shit scares me, because we're coming full circle. You were talking about you wanted to get back to it. We're already back here. We've been here since the beginning, the circle of life, the beginning of time, that Hunter Biden is getting 100K plus likes on any fucking post because he, and I know people are going to relate to that and be like, you know what, he smoked crack, so that's my president. I'm voting for him. He smoked crack. I've been there. I've been in the back of a 98 Honda Civic with a light bulb trying to get the last hit of that fucking oil. And, ooh, boy, like, if he can be real with me and show pictures of his teeth and, me. Exactly. It's going to be that. People don't think that's what's going to happen. It's going to fucking happen, and people are going to smile and be happy about it. They're going to be like, finally, we got an honest guy in the White House after all these years. All it took was smoking a little crack and going to fucking Ukraine, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and from my point of view with getting into that anarchy thing, that is one of those points where, like we were just saying, I'm just going to laugh about it because it's just like, all right, that's one step closer to burning it all down. Yeah. Get a crackhead in the White House. Go ahead. Fuck shit up. Like,
exactly.
I want this to happen.
Like, not even that you're meaning to prove me right, but this is real-time data for anybody denying. Look at the turn. Eli's going to go heel, and she's going to vote for Hunter Biden because it's going to be a fuck the system. You're going to pull the people who never voted to say, yeah, let's get a crackhead in the White House. It's going to happen.
I don't even believe in the voting system in the first place, so to me, it's just going to be a big fucking joke.
Yeah, they'll find a bunch of dead ballots to be like, yeah, fucking Mrs. Gretchen, who's 144 years old, she voted for Hunter Biden.
What a fucking idiot.
I don't know if this is Rob Ford. Rob Ford was the mayor of Toronto, Canada, and he was on camera smoking crack.
And everybody loved this guy. Everybody fucking loved this guy. That's what people forget. They loved this guy. He was a spectacle. It's like this fucking like Don.
My favorite Rob Ford moment in history is Rob Ford was accused of asking a staffer. He was accused that he had asked to eat to quote unquote eat out a staffer's box was the exact headline. Now, they asked him at a news press conference, and he responded, "No, ma'am, I have plenty to eat at home." My favorite Rob Ford line that has ever given us media. The guy was an absolute savage.
That's like almost, that is like a borderline classy response to that, too.
It's the funniest response ever. Dude, my favorite is there's a clip of somebody recording in the room when he says this, and you can hear the reactions of all the media people. And two different reactions happen to make me laugh in that clip. One is, one of the guys says, "I fucking love this guy." So one of the media guys lets that slip. The other one is, one of the guys is some Indian guy who's standing in the crowd, who's got a microphone, doing reporting, reacts by going, "Why did he say that?" He just started shaking his head back and forth. Like, he had no reason to say that out loud.
Why does this happen?
I'm going to look up on YouTube. I got to find the Rob Ford, I have plenty to eat at home clip.
You got me wanting to take a dark turn here because you talking about a foreigner. There was some shit that just popped off recently that I want to slip into the show. So, like, I don't want to, like, if you're going to pull that up, do that. But now you got me wanting to talk about something else.
You're fine. You can go if you want to rattle on. I'm just looking through this real quick.
Did you see the fucking the I don't know if you want to call him immigrant, whatever you want to call somebody who's like an interloper invader type, but you see the guy over in Ireland who was trying to behead somebody in the streets, and they were recording it at first, like they weren't trying to help the person, and then they finally got involved, but there was this, because we're trying to like help people or whatever. That's the idea that's being sold. And yeah, some guy from another country is in Ireland, and he's got a guy in the street cutting up his face, and he's screaming in some language,
Ooh.
and this guy's face is bloody, and he's just trying to behead him in the street. And like this, it's Sharia law, like we're in fucking, the Badlands. And finally the people stop it, and then some cops do show up so they can intervene.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of shit that's it's not even that part that's terrible, but fucking Obama. The worst
I was
part.
thinking about Obama too, where it's just like he was so charismatic. Of course, we voted for him, but then go ahead and Google Obama drone strikes, and
I found it.
but
It just it's sad to me that like I feel bad for the man who was attacked because it never should have happened. But the shit that really scares the fuck out of me is how, most people don't. I don't. It's not like I talk about my nationality all the time. I just joke with people and say like I'm Hindian. But I have some Irish in me amongst a little bit of other things. But I have some Irish in me. I'm predominantly Irish, and I don't like how the United Kingdom, how Britain is trying to, because North Ireland and Ireland are technically two separate things because of laws and because of indentured servitude. And like, I'm not a servant to the IRA or anything. It's just, I know history and I know how long Ireland has been a colony, basically. And they're using this in Britain. They're using this talking about Britain has had enough for a tragedy that happened in Ireland. And I don't care if you want to say, oh, well, it's North Ireland, so technically, I don't care about that. Somebody in Ireland was attacked, and now they're trying to make it a British thing. They're using it as a British talking point, something that happened in Ireland. They're getting dragged into this. And so it's like, it's not even just here that we have to like subvert and shit. That we're close to that, but we're not there yet where they're fucking installing spyware on people's phone over in Britain. And this is the kind of shit that's happened where a tragedy happens in your country and then it's not even your tragedy. It's Britain's tragedy.
The British cannot comprehend freedom. All their best literature is about how much they hate subjugation. That's very good. All right, I want to play this clip of Rod Ford here because we talked about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're calling a friend of mine a prostitute. Alana is not a prostitute. She's a friend, and it makes me sick how people are saying this. So unfortunately, I have no other choice. I'm the last one to take legal action. I can't put up with it anymore. So I've named the names. Litigation will be starting shortly. I've had enough. That's why I warned you guys yesterday. Be careful what you wrote. Okay, so that's all I have to say for now. And the next thing I want to call Mayor Britannia in Hamilton and tell them that we're going to have to spank their little tiger cats. Oh, and the last thing was Olivia Gondak. It says that I wanted to eat her pussy. Olivia Gondak. I've never said that in my life to her. I would never do that. I'm happily married. I've got more than enough to eat at home.
What about drinking and driving?
That is
you see that guy in the background, the bald-headed dude, the guy who looks mixed?
My favorite, yeah.
The whole time he's like smiling and he's having to turn his head away because he's laughing and shit. It's fucking awesome.
It's just
I wanted to eat her pussy. I've never said that in my life to her. I would never do that. I'm happily married. I've got more than enough to eat at home.
What about drinking and driving, Mayor? What about drinking and driving?
Dude, my future husband better fucking respond that way. That, honestly, that's a real man. I am for it. As a woman, yes.
The guy's he was. I've never seen somebody, and even Trump. Even Trump. You cannot. Rob Ford was willing to say anything on air. It was like dealing with a stand-up comedian who doubled as a mayor.
So romantic.
Yeah.
It's so fucking romantic.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I bet his wife did him so good that night. Oh, he got laid in every way he wanted.
Oh, you think she put the strap on and finally gave him what he wanted? And
oh, baby,
that's
whatever
awesome.
you want. Like,
that's good. Good for him. Because that's what he's into. Like she withholds that all the time. She's like, oh, you want me to unlock your cage and put my strap on and fucking
God
take your
damn it.
manhood, little fat boy? And I guarantee you, he's over there whimpering for her. That's the power dynamic. A guy that fat who sweats all the time smoking crack. I promise you.
Ladies
I
are
promise
arguing. He just
We
he did it right in front of the nation. He played his cards so damn right. Like
You don't know whether that sweat is from his fat or from his rampant coke use. You have no evidence. You have no evidence for which it is caused by.
oh,
You know, we had a
maybe.
that tried to walk that line, and I can't seem to remember his name now. He was like a mayor or something, but when he tried to talk all his shit, he couldn't get away with it. He tried to make like, I can't believe I'm not remembering his name. He had like a complicated last name, but he was just fat and Jersey maybe.
You talking about Chris Christie?
Yeah, dude, Christie, like that. He tried to do the Rob Ford thing, and he just couldn't do it because he wasn't smooth enough. You know, like he sounded like a goyim.
He like fit the bill, Chris Christie.
Yeah.
Chris Christie's
It's too complicated.
You either die a Rob Ford or you live long enough to become the Chris Christie. That's how it works.
Chris Christie he's the guy who became famous for shutting down the bridges and shit and like causing major disasters.
He fucked everything up. And he was trying to stand on business. He was like, no, we're doing the right thing. Shut the fuck up. Go eat another donut.
He's also some of the funniest clips during COVID came out of Chris Christie's administration. Him like with the guy's face. You can't fit a fucking mask on a guy that fucking wide. It just doesn't. It's not made for that to work. It's like a fucking. It's like putting a Magnum condom on a gorilla.
Even to tell people to mask up when you can't even put the mask on yourself. Fucking audacity.
You remember that scene from fucking? I'm just pictured like from Freddy Krueger when Freddy Krueger is reaching through the wall and it stretches. Like that's a mask going on Chris Christie's face. It's just like,
oh my god. So
Christie, that guy's fucking no too. He's one of the ones that I remember when they were trying to ban certain sized sodas. Chris Christie was one of those guys who wanted to ban large size soft drinks at like Piggly Wiggly joints and gas stations. And what was fucking hilarious about that is there were a bunch of photos that went viral of him holding extra large sodas and him walking around like a fat fuck drinking out of the giant tubs.
It's not his personal preference. It's not his personal belief. It's always by like we were saying. It's like it's the people that are
saying that as I do.
Yeah, like it's the people that are funding them, and like the same with APAC and everything. Like we were just talking about the whole Thomas Massey situation and how much Merriam put into besmirching his name and stuff, and it's like they're going to say what they're paid to say. It doesn't mean that that's what they believe in, and that's something to look out for. But what are we looking at now?
That is an actual image of Chris Christie that exists on the planet. I don't know why.
Wait, no, this is real.
That is a man that never should have put on that uniform. That's an
Those are
embarrassment.
custom pants. That whole uniform is custom, and you know it. They
His
didn't just have
fupa's
that
got a
hanging out in the
fupa.
locker room.
I've never seen that before, but his fupa has a fupa.
That's
That's a lot.
Oh my god.
Dude, he's smuggling. He's actively smuggling a fucking cheeseburger and 2 hot dogs in the side of each one of those pockets. There's no way. There's no way. That or he's actively carrying an entire suitcase worth of shit in his ass. Because that shit looks completely filled out
That
with.
is the pen shape. Like from the waist down, that is okay. And I was in nursing, so I can attest. from the waist down, under his pants, there are depends. You can tell that is the shape of depends. That is an adult brief. That is an adult diaper in that man's tailored baseball pants.
But this is what I want to know. Is it because he needs it, or is it fetish territory?
Ooh, maybe a little column A, little column B.
Because I was going to say,
Chris Christie being into diaper fetish porn. I'm just saying, it's a thing that I can
So
see.
you were
Diaper
right at first,
fetish.
Leighton, because the moment you mentioned it looked like some burgers or whatever, like maybe he's doing the apartment thing where he's putting raw meat on his ass, and then because of all the fumes, he's making like really good burgers down there.
Mm.
It made sense for a second. I was like, that could be real. I could see that with the fucked up world we live in.
Chris Christie is in a gay feeder relationship where whoever his partner is gets off on watching him eat. And that is the reason for his weight. That is fan fiction that probably already exists.
Oh my God.
Chris Christie as the penguin, as Oswald Cobblepot. Come here.
I'm sure you on like old like Tumblr, Reddit, 4chan. There's some kind of fan fiction, some kind of like some kind of story porn about Chris Christie.
I like
so
that by handler. Get a picture of the whale side by side with Christie.
I'll
Very
have
good.
you know, that image was only about 8 results down on Google, so I didn't even have to scroll
There's
for that
fan
long.
fiction. There is fan fiction. They need a cover picture. I do want to go back to
Drinks
Hindians.
or whatever, but why we're going after the wrong article sizes? Because
Indian, you're breaking up a little bit. I
You are
don't know if
breaking up so
Am I?
bad. You
shit.
sound like
Yeah.
you're having a stroke.
you were having a little bit of a robot attack there.
Yeah, you got body. Hello?
I don't know if you're back now. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if Indian can hear us. I don't
Okay.
hear him. Okay. So we'll let him get his stuff figured out here.
And I'll make the point about what Hindian was talking about with like the British, like with England turning everything into their story and it's all about them and still having a little bit of that colonization or empire element even in modern day with like social media and everything. It is interesting. It was just like in this previous week, I was having a conversation about how both sides of my heritage are actually very against the British because I'm half Cajun French, which I'm sure you know the history of. So half like Acadian, like, you know, got deported to Louisiana and all that stuff because we said fuck the British and they were like, all right, fuck you too. Go back to French territory, and hung out in Louisiana for a bit. And then the other half of my family is like straight up Scottish, like didn't get here until like the 1920s. So both sides of like my heritage like don't like the British at all. So it's like it was interesting him talking about being like so Irish and how England still does have a bit of a it's all about us.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, it seems to be pretty present there still to this day. And I mean, the British thing is weird for me because, like, my family, I have British and Welsh. I'm actually going to see if I can bring up my ancestry stuff real quick because I will bring up my
You
actual.
sold your DNA?
I am
Well,
back,
no,
by the way.
I did a little bit of a tricky thing. So you can now, whether you trust this or not is beyond, it's up to you. But you can fill out your stuff for those Ancestry and 23andMe stuff, send it in, and then after 30 days, you can send in a letter that revokes their access to the DNA and forces them to destroy it.
But
So
do you
then-
really believe they destroy that, Leighton?
I am aware.
That's
I'll tell you
my
what it
eyebrows went down because I was like,
You don't think
unless I
they've got
see it with my own
Claude?
eyes.
Claude like takes a fucking memory print of it, and then they just like.
100%. The point that I look at it more of is to legally protect yourself, so that if they ever were to try to use that DNA to do anything else past that point, you have legal ability to sue or to go after whoever did so.
I'm terrified to do that because I think they're just going to tell me that I'm 100% Goyim. You know, they're going to give me like shit that I never knew about. They're just going to attach me things where they'll be like, yeah, you're 50% black, man. And I know my ancestry pretty good, but I am scared to I can admit that like I've never voted and I never will because I don't believe in it. And I do not like the idea of giving my DNA like that to anybody because no, I'm scared. What are you going to do? Don't do
And how
something.
much does it matter? How much does it really matter what percent this and that you are versus potentially having to hire a lawyer and go to court and take time out of work because you need to defend yourself because somebody has possession of your DNAs and using it for nefarious like it's just not worth the effort. I'm just, you know what? I know what my family background is enough to be like, I'm happy. I'm not selling my spit or any other bodily.
If we lived in a noble and pure world, like I would actually 100% love the concept to know pinpoint, but I know we don't. And that's what scares me is that somebody might go in there and try to tell me something that isn't true. And I don't.
Right, just to kind of get you to stay on the app and keep using, keep spending money on the app.
Oh my God, you saying that makes, okay, so, and I remember the thing that before my shit fucked up I wanted to say, because I know Leighton's going to cook on something, so I promise I won't go on a 10-minute monologue. But I was going to say, if Chris Christie was going to worry about sizes for soda, you should have worried about how we have like a 1.25 liter, a 1.5 liter, a 1.75 liter, a 2 liter, a 3 liter. How many different, worry about the bottles and how the companies are getting away with that. Not a fucking cup at a gas station. And they have 3 options. You're telling me 3 is bad when Coca-Cola has like 7 different bottle sizes? They have the baby bottle. They have the mini can. They have a can. Then they have the 16 ounce. And that, like, it fucking drives me nuts how people will like go after shit that doesn't matter. But you talking about things expiring. The other thing I wanted to weave in here, right before I came in, after I saw the Ireland shit and wanted to make sure I set that aside, the Joe Rogan talking to Terry Bradshaw, the fucking football guy, about ivermectin and about how he doesn't believe in stem cells. And the same way that you brought up Obama, it's funny how South Park talks about shit as a complete joke, and then there's things that they say that end up being true down the road. We all remember when they were joking on, Superman with the stem cell episode when they were going after the Justice League. That was like when they first actually had Muhammad on screen and they didn't get in trouble for it or whatever. I know I'm going into a huge nerd diversion, but it's like important because they literally addressed this where he was using stem cells to be able to get out of the wheelchair and walk, and then he was getting powers, and he was like, as long as I have these stem cells, nothing will be able to stop me. And it's fucking crazy how if he didn't have more, he would start to fall apart. He would need to go into the wheelchair, and it's like, oh no. And that's what Terry Bradshaw was trying to talk to Joe Rogan about, who, like, he's probably not the guy you want to hear that from, but it was funny to me, them having this serious conversation together where Rogan is like, well, why don't you believe in it? It's like, well, and like I said, to your point, Eli, what you were saying is like, you have to keep going back. You don't just get it and then you're good. There's some type of subscription service with almost everything where like you have to keep going back in order to see the results or to keep the results. And
hey, you might have a cousin, and if you pay extra for the subscription, you connect with your second. Don't you want to know your second cousins in your country of origin for an extra $10 a month?
It just it's all too spooky for me, and you
guys are gonna get inundated with some Jew energy here. All right, here's what I did. I went on to eBay,
Laham.
I went and bought a kit off of eBay for Ancestry because you can find sealed kits on there for like 30% of what they cost retail.
How do you know that wasn't sealed by some fucking Chinese guy?
Because
What are you doing? You're trying to get a discounted box. You're like, oh, I need a deal. What are you doing? No.
First response to that. I love it. But continue, please continue.
I'm sorry.
I love it.
they have a
That was so good.
they have a special barcode on them that you scan that goes directly to that kit. So all it has to do is be within the manufacture date of 4 years for the testing strip to actually still be good. So you can go buy an older kit that has different artwork on it, and it'll actually still work as long as it's within 4 years of manufacture date. So I ordered one. Instead of paying like $120, I paid like, I think it was $42 or something.
Yeah,
So then
I take expired medication like all the time. It still works.
So then I sent in the kit, and so these are my results. This is what I got back. Now, I'll tell you, I could have pretty much told you all of this beforehand, but I wanted some form of confirmation. Now, the reasoning for me is because my grandmother's family, my grandmother was adopted. So she has a whole separate line of family that I don't really know the story of. So this did help me legitimately track down a bunch of that history and where they had all kind of come from in her biological line and stuff, as well as my grandmother, Aline, who I had been told had been related to Ernie Pyle and all these interesting people. I was actually able to prove some of that stuff through getting the sort of stuff that I had here. But it is interesting. So mostly Irish, Welsh, English. So that's 20% Scotland, Northern Ireland, 70% Northern Wales, West England. The rest of this is all bits and pieces of basically the same thing. The more interesting part is down here, you'll see I do have 12% Ashkenazi, Eastern European Russian, and then 4% Ashkenazi, Central and Southeastern.
You don't think that's a little suspect that they're saying you're a German a little bit too? You don't think that's sneaky?
Because my that's on my other side of the family, on my dad's side,
All right.
my mom's side rather.
So if they were trying to like give you the some type of slim thing about being a self-loathing Jew or whatever, like no, 4% German, that's why. There you go.
Here's your get out of jail free card. Here's your victim card. And if it be true, then my son and I have something to say to you. Adolf, Elmer, and I have something to say.
What's funny, the more I dug into like history stuff, it's funny the family ties and stuff they all talk about. All the family that I had in England and Ireland in those areas, it's basically just all of them running for the hills and spreading into other countries. They all just ran the first chance they got into wherever they could get to.
Yeah. That's like the Cajun French. Well, no, the Cajun French side, like they really did try to stick with like St. Lawrence River and the fur trade and everything. And then the British just got, wait, how much are we allowed to say on YouTube? I don't know.
Quite a bit these days.
Okay, so the British just got cunty about their taxes per usual. And then with like the Scottish side, like obviously, everybody knows the whole the whole situation. But yeah, I feel like that is like any what do I want to say, like a heritage of people that have had to deal with past English, past like Britons, is like a let's get the hell away from them. You either stand your ground or you try to get the hell away.
I don't know why. And this is such a, I'm going to take us down a whole rabbit hole because now I'm going to have to ask the question. But
yeah.
Is anybody here familiar with the performer Frank Zanassi?
Why do I know that name?
Frank Sinatra. I mean, he sounds cool as hell.
I'm not gonna
but
Google
come
it, but why do I know that name?
I'm going to expose you all to
Like it
something
so
beautiful.
hard.
I've got to see this guy briefly. Okay, so I'm assuming you all know who Frank Sinatra is.
Mhm. Yes.
Right. So picture a Frank Sinatra impersonator, but Adolf Hitler. Right. So that is
Does he get all like croony about like all the atrocities of the Jews?
I'm gonna play my favorite song, but this is a thing that I knew him from.
It's like John Cleese and his
Very
covers
similar.
that he does.
Yeah, actually very similar. So
That's
Yeah.
so funny. Wasn't Sinatra Jewish?
well, yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think he's an Italian Jew, so technically.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I thought he was
That's why,
like
that's so
an
funny to
American.
me, dude. That's so.
Okay, here's this. So this is Frank Sinatra. Now, the reason I said this was off the wall is because he said Chinese Ashkenazi in the chat. And anytime I see the word Ashkenazi written out, it makes me think of Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra. Oh my god. I'm home. He looks like Bob Odenkirk.
Third Reich. That's what all the people say. I took Poland in April, then France in May. And you know, I was starting to croon when I took those checks in June. I say Third Reich, and it's funny as it may seem. I just got my kicks watching nations scream, but it won't let it get me down, 'cause it would soon be my world spinning around. I've been a poet, a painter, a lover, dictator. To ever born, I was king. I've been up, down, Servo, and Kraus. And I know one thing. Each time I find myself flat on my face, I pick myself up and start the Aryan race. Third Reich. Third Reich. I can't deny it. Many times I've thought of cutting those Jews out, put them on a diet. But if Berlin smoking come this here July, what am I gonna do? I'm getting on that Zeppelin, and then I'll fly. I've been a poet, a painter, a lover, dictator. To ever born, I am king. I've been up, down, Servo, and Kraut. And I know one thing. Each time I find myself flat on my face, I pick myself up and start the Aryan race. Third Reich. Third Reich. I can't deny it.
Oh, I love that
Many
feature.
times I've thought of kicking those Jews out, but put them on a diet. But if early smoking comes this here July, I'm gonna roll myself out in Das Bunker and die.
I knew he was gonna. Yeah.
Fucking artist.
No,
I don't know.
the talents of Frank Sinatra are definitely great. He has like quite a bit of stuff on YouTube that's fucking hilarious.
Now, was that like his video shoot? Because like I don't know the time period. it looks like it was filmed in like a 50s, early
No,
60s. Is it modern but just edited to look?
He can probably find too. He probably has. Yeah. So like this is him now.
Not the size of the crowd I was expecting, but I'm sure millions will join us.
I'll be right back. Pee break. You
I
guys
said,
keep
I'm sure millions will join us. That's
That's it.
you know who I think would have been a really big fan of this guy? Hulk Hogan.
Just put Kate Moss over there. My name is Frank Sinatra. I'm the leader of the Iraq Pack. I don't know if you've heard the Iraq Pack. There's 4 of us. There's myself, the Ubermeister of Lounge. There's Dean Stalin, ladies' man, the Russian Dean Stalin. Big hit with those Russian dolls. They're all full of themselves, those Russian dolls. There's Saddam E. Davis Jr., Saddam there's. And Osama Bing Crosby there, the four singers. That's from my album, Mine Way on a Steinway. I hope you like that. It's done really well. It's gone platinum in Dubai. It's plutonium in North Korea. And polonium 210 in Russia this morning. How about that? That was not number one. Putin's got Putin on the blitz. Yeah, great. I don't know if you've seen me before, folks. I don't know if you've might have seen me before Christmas. I was on TV with Alec Baldwin, Shooting Stars. Did you see me?
Alec Baldwin.
You're not sweet.
Oh, man.
Not Swedish. Very un-German being late, isn't it? Very inefficient. I was doing a bar mitzvah last night in Berlin. And I flew into Gatwick Airport, and they interrogated me, which was nice. You know, like I said, walking through, you know, like you do. Like that. Said name. I said, oh, Frank Sinatra. They said, occupation. I went, no, just visiting this time, but thanks for asking.
But no, he's one of those like just random people I found on YouTube one time. I was like, oh, this is hilarious. And
He has great comedic timing. I really liked his delivery, and he snuck shit in too, where he was like, it wasn't just punchline. It wasn't just set up into punchline. It was like the setup was a joke, which it's interesting when you can pull that up because he's like, I was doing a bar mitzvah, which is so because it like really good writing. I liked Zach.
Yeah, that is very top tier. Like that was actually some pretty high quality.
Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. He didn't miss a beat.
It was actual wit. Yeah, it wasn't just like you know, I do hate to bash some stand-up comedians, but we'll see some where it's just like they're just throwing out these little like softball kind of jokes, and you're just like, oh, ha ha ha. Like, oh, with cop, and you had a, you know, whatever, a bunch of donuts in your car, and you're like, do you know why I pulled you over? Oh, you could smell it. It's like,
oh yeah. That's what comedy is, very much ping pong in a lot of ways, and I know some people won't get that, but it's like you serve, and then the audience has to return, and if they don't return, you can't go from there, so you got a dead ball. Now you have to serve again. You only get so many chances to serve before the game is over. So it's comedy. Like, Mark alone. Hey, Queef, what do you want from me? I'm gay.
I got a T-shirt of Mark's his Bodega Cat brand after Ass Slap for Skankfest. I think it was I forget who came over to me, but somebody actually like straight up gave me like Mark's the T-shirt for Bodega Cat, and it was just like,
that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and there's like, did you get anything for going up there? And I'm like, I got a towel with a with a pack of ice wrapped in it. And they were like, "Oh, here's a t-shirt."
I still have my mouth guard from boxing because they just never took it back. So just kept that shit.
Somebody threw a mouth guard at me. I think my Adolf Elmer backpack that's up on a shelf over here. It's got a mouth guard and one of the guys from Palmer Squared am I saying that correctly? The rap group that was there?
The Palmer Square.
Yeah, threw his sock at me.
Whoa.
But other than that, though, like, yeah, I did get a free T-shirt, and that was cool. So don't be mean to Mark. Mark's cool, guys.
Look, I love Mark, but I have some new merch coming down the pipeline. I think I'm gonna wear the shirt to Skankfest, but there's a GIF, and I need to find out how much it costs to get like one of those when you move, the image moves with you.
Oh yeah,
Because,
like holographic.
yeah, I'm sure you've seen me, Leighton, post the GIF once in a while, but anytime I see like somebody talking about Mark, I post the one where he's like has the Rizzler sitting on his lap, and he's like, "Oh, you got a warm ass." And for Mark to say that to a kid on recording, I'm always going to like I'm gonna hold on to that moment. I'm not gonna let that go away. That's funny. So yeah, that's gonna be some new merch. You'll be seeing me rocking that. At I'm gonna go up to Mark and be like, "Hey!"
I think mine at last Skankfest was a bucket hat. I had the Adolf Elmer backpack, but also a custom made bucket hat that said "Nice Hat, Fatso" on it, and it was a reference to Shane Gillis.
Yeah.
His joke where he went to Australia and he was trying out a bucket hat, and an Australian goth of all people were just like, "Nice hat, Fatso," and he was it was just like such an insult to him, and he was so confused by the moment. So I had like a custom bucket hat that said "Nice hat, Fatso" on it.
That's perfect.
Yes. All the good comedic references. I like that shit. I think that what's his name there? Stanazzi? Stanazzi? How do you say it?
Frank's a Nazi. That's it.
Yeah.
Frank's a Nazi.
Nazi. I think that he's definitely one of those ones like you can reference, like you can quote that guy.
Yeah. Oh, he's fucking gold. I'd love to have that as a deep cut, and then somebody gets that, and I would light up like a fucking Christmas tree. I'm telling you, when I have those moments with people, those are the best. You know, it's one thing where you can make a crowd laugh, but if somebody gets something really stupid and obscure and retarded that you don't expect anybody to get, those are the ones where like, oh, did we just become best friends?
Yeah, did we just become best friends? Oh my god, you get me.
You can't see me, but I literally did with my hands what you just did. That's fucking hilarious.
Oh,
Yes.
like, oh my god. Yes. Like, oh my god, we get each other. You got that? Oh, we're best friends now.
It's a good vibe. I can't wait to make some more memories this skank. I'm gonna try and be a little more present with people because I think that's the only thing that nobody like said it to me like that, but I could just tell that like you got to do more than just check in with people a couple times. You need to spend like 15 minutes with people sometimes and let them know you actually give a fuck.
Leighton, are you yawning right now?
No, I'm stoned.
Did I just catch you yawn like twice?
Very likely, yeah. But I do that all day.
What's your time zone? What's your time zone?
It's only 3:50 here. I'm doing good.
Okay.
It's like less than 4 people. I'm not tired.
He still has to do Losercast later. Don't be putting those fucking... What's with the negative waves, baby? What's with the negative waves?
How dare you yawn?
No, people will catch me doing that all the time on the show because I'm just constantly I don't pay attention to the camera as much as I do my screen.
We're
Like,
lucid
people are-
dreaming. You gotta respect it. He's
No, I'm
barely
actually
here.
looking for stuff to bring up onto the screen. I was looking for stories or anything on Twitter.
He's got the
We've been
starry
cooking.
night sky behind him in his background there.
Yeah, I do like his setup. It's very inviting. I don't know if I've ever said that before, but I like that it's muted, but it has personality, if that makes any sense.
This is
It
still
seems very Alaskan.
I need to add some stuff to it, but it's
I wouldn't
still,
add anything except a plant. You don't have to listen to me, but I like seriously the
I know.
minimalist shit.
Just a little plant in there.
It looks so good. I hate people who like, and this is coming from me, the guy who like, you can't see me, but you see my setup and all my shit. But I visually, I see a lot of people do like too much green screen shit or too much of this or that. What he has is it's like the wood is warm and inviting, like I'm home, and then like you said, he has the stars, so you get kind of like you're peeking out the window a little bit. The only thing you're missing is a plant, but normally your plant is Eldon, so that's like, you know what I mean?
I feel like with Alaska though, like, do we need like moose antlers? Like a snow
You want to
pit?
turn him into a
I don't
hunter?
that over here is like a
A
shelf.
mount of a sled dog head, like I don't know.
Jeez, a sled dog. What?
Yeah, but like, no, his prize sled dog, like his lead dog from when he was a child,
head?
and like the mount of its head. It's very Alaskan. Do you guys do that up there?
That's badass.
There you go.
That's badass.
Oh,
This is like
Yeah,
an
I mean,
That's all you need. You need
Yeah,
that somewhere in the
is
back.
that right? Yeah.
That's
What's
it.
the blade? What's the blade made out of?
it's I think it's some kind of onyx or something. I don't know.
It's really badass.
It's
I love
cool.
shit like that.
Yeah, I think maybe like next episode or something we should like discuss like the objects in our backgrounds. Like what which means Hindian, Sir Hindian, first of his name, Lord of the Retards, whatever I called you in the chat earlier. Get your camera going.
Yeah.
We can like kind of talk about like, all right, so what's actually going on in your background? Mine is just my bedroom, but you can see like my flannels are my curtain and dumb stuff like that.
I actually like that I don't see people do creative shit, so that's actually cool that you don't just have a stupid normal curtain, you have something like a little more creative than that.
It's not creative, it's pure laziness.
Okay, we can disagree. We can disagree,
Okay.
motherfucker. I think it's creative. Fuck you.
Yes, motherfucker. And you know you gotta air dry your flannels, right? You have to air dry your flannels. Well, if they're good quality and they're thick enough, they also work as a curtain. So there you go. You just hang your flannels up on them.
I like the MacGyver approach to life. You're just making multiple uses out of things. That's what you're supposed to do. I hate people who need like, oh, I need a ice cube maker. No, you just need a tray and you put it in the refrigerator or the freezer and like, please, just, you know, some things are just it's too much. Doing too
The
much.
one fancy thing I do have is I have these hue lights. And so the one cool thing that I can do is if I do on my phone here, I can change the color to these. So I can do this like red. If I want to do like red color, I have green on there. But the one that I actually like, I like this vaporwave one. That's like a kind of
Yeah, that's fun.
And then I like this.
It's like a caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland when he starts like smoking hashish, whatever they want to call it. But yeah, it gets like all like purpley and everything. It's cool. Yeah, I think mine is just like it's just my artist. Like that, like I'm at my art desk and I just kind of like kind of different it by facing it against the wall instead of directly down on my desk and call it good.
I have a couple things hanging up, like nothing too crazy. I will save it, like most of what I want to say for next week, but like I do have a couple shirts that are hanging, like the Skankfest shirt. If people ever catch that when I have the video up, the shirt that's like hanging in front of my stuff, that's the Skankfest volunteer shirt. And I have like the one that I got for free, because it's funny, you were saying you got a shirt for free on the last day when everything was done on Sunday night. Before I went to the the strip club for the final after party, I went to the little booth where they had all the shit, and I told the guy who I was, and he was like, "Who is your boss?" And I was like, "Well, I had multiple bosses." Like, "Okay, and what were you doing?" I was like, "Well, I did transport. I did a little bit of this. I helped at the Joy Theater. I took comedians back to their hotels. Like, I was doing a lot of things." And he was like, "Oh, well, then just take any shirt you want." I was really like, "Yeah, dude, just take anyone." And I was like, "Yeah, well, you know, I'm not like super entitled, and I don't want to. I don't know. I'm like just I don't want. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be over weird about it."
You want to be doing something. Like, you don't like it. You don't want to have to ask for permission.
You don't.
Like, hey,
You don't.
I need this. You just want somebody to be like, hey, here you go.
But it's always worth an ask. Like, you don't want to come up Friday night at the start of the festival and be like, hey, can I get something free? But at the end, when you've busted your ass, and then you can be like, I don't need, but would it be cool? And apparently it wasn't a problem. So like I got the Skankfest Graveyard shirt because that one was really fucking cool to me. The one that had like all the purple on it.
They had that one in my size, and so I ended up getting one of the it was like Happy Skankfest ones with like the smiley face art.
Yeah. That's the one I almost got, but the Graveyard one was just too sick because of the purple. Like, I couldn't not get that one, so.
I think that one sold out really fast, at least in the 2X, because I wanted a 2X. Cause
yeah.
Yeah, they did like
the
Mardi
we would have
Gras
matched
colors.
this year, bro. We would have both had the same shirt. It's a bummer. I'm not going to be able to wear me the Suck Me on Black shirt either. I said I gave that to my mom, so, like, shout out to Tolu, but.
You did not.
Yeah, that fucking.
No.
My mom wears that. She wore it for St. Patrick's Day.
That wasn't a joke.
No, 100%. My mom, Tolu know this. Shout out to Tolu. He follows me on X. I love that guy. But he, I told him when I bought the shirt, I'm like, I'm not getting this for me. I'm getting it for my mom. And he just started laughing his ass off. I'm like, yeah, you're gonna have a white bitch out there repping in the trenches. I got you, man. And everybody's asked her where she gets it. And I told her, like, keep that on the down low. Like, just let people be mad that they don't have it. That's your little treasure to be like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about where I got this shit. Just suck me, I'm black. And she got a lot of compliments on St. Patrick's Day when she worked. Like, a lot of people were like, yeah. You know?
Oh, my God. What a boss. All right, so that's where you get it from.
I wore it last week. And then I wear it for shows. I have like a whole pile of shirts that are just for shows.
You do. You've repped that shirt. You haven't overworn it. I think this might be the third or fourth time I've seen you pull the Suck Me shirt out. You haven't, you're not like a whore with it. You know what I mean? You're good with the Roto.
Yeah. It's a teaser. You know, just throw it out there like a carrot on a string every so once in a while.
Broseph had the Adam Friedland Show t-shirt on during last week's Loser Cast. I forgot to mention that, but I thought it was fucking cool. He had snuck that in there because he looks so much like Nick Mullen. So, like, that's such a good, like, it's perfect. He looks
like a slightly more Jewish Nick Mullen.
Yeah, if Nick went that route.
Yeah, I actually...
He crawled out of a sewer in New York City.
All right. I mean...
Ninja Jews, Teenage Mutant Ninja Jews, Goyim and a half.
Right. Nick Mullen is very engaging. He's very interesting to listen to. He could talk all day long. So that's a compliment.
Yeah, don't get me started because I'll just replay the hits about how cool everybody was to me at Skank. Like that guy spent more time talking to me than I probably deserved. When somebody comes and finds you more than once, you're like, okay, they don't mind you. Like, and it was cool because I talked to him a little bit when I first saw him backstage for like 20 minutes, and then I helped his girlfriend get to the bathrooms because she didn't know where they were, and nobody wanted to take her. Everybody was being fucking douchey, and I get when like
Really?
when you're an attractive woman in a place that like you don't nobody wants to like be security and Nick's not around to take you. I get it. You don't know where you're going. You'd like somebody to make sure nobody fucks with you while you're going there. And I'm volunteer staff. I don't mind looking out for you. Didn't even know that's who it was until she told me after the fact, which, oh, okay. And then she was like, don't worry. If you want to talk to Nick later, I'll make, and I'm like, you don't got to do that. I don't care about all that. Like just, but have a good show. I'll probably see you around. And then the next thing I know, we were in the Nick Rochefort show. And I'm standing there, and guess who walks right up next, like right next to me, sneakily, because that's how he is. He just appears like a shadow figure, and it's him and his girlfriend. And his girl is like trying to introduce us, and it's like, no, we already met, but thank you for trying to do. And it's like, and then we hung out there, and they're all good people. You know, I understand why some fans maybe they have like certain perspectives or whatever, but it's because you don't know how to treat people like people. You're like, think about how you come towards people, because if you come up to me like a weirdo, I'm probably just going to smile and try to get away from you. I'm not going to want to hang out and talk. No offense to anybody, like I get it, it's hard to maintain your cool sometimes. I've been there. I'm not a like the coolest motherfucker. I've always had anxiety and shit, but when you have the opportunity, you know,
we're all weirdos. We're definitely a trio of oddballs. So, yeah,
I don't have as much of an issue meeting I guess comics or people like that. A lot of that for me comes from the fact that because I've already done a lot of events for like politics stuff, and so I've met a lot of just like, I don't know, YouTubers or people I've seen on TV or shit like that throughout the years.
like public speaking.
Well, yeah, that too. That's just, that helps as well. But as just a result of it, like, I don't know, my nerves are a little bit better these days than they used to be. I actually get more of that when I'm talking to people in the crowd than I would when I'm talking to somebody who's like, quote unquote, a celebrity or whatever. You know, like my anxiety is far more social anxiety than it is.
Have you tried the second thought mentality when you're in those situations? Not that I want to psychoanalyze you, but I'm just curious. Or it might go by a different term that you're not familiar with, so I also don't want to like stun you as if you don't have the knowledge already. But
no, I just, most of the time that I'm in those kind of situations, my whole mindset is to just force myself to be social, and typically it works out all right.
see, you'll know if you see in like, this is going to sound maybe silly, but when animals interact, energy responds to energy. So if somebody in the crowd is approaching you and you guys don't recognize each other's interaction as the same, that can go quickly. And if you're ever finding yourself like, because again, I don't want to tell you what to do, but if this helps, take it with 2 grains of salt instead of 1. But the second thought philosophy is, you immediately have a reaction that you want to have. Fight that as much as you fucking can and let the person not necessarily bury themselves, but kind of have some uncomfortable quiet and learn to like that quiet. Learn that like an extra 10 seconds of delaying yourself from responding to whatever initial thing.
That's really
interesting. I've definitely read the like pause, you know, sort of pausing on the first reaction, letting people. I've definitely read that in places before.
Yeah, that's why like I don't want to act like the knowledge is limited to me, because everybody knows it by different introductions. But that's what's helped me, because people will try to see if you jump for the bait, and no, I'm going to check the bait out for a second and see what I think, and maybe I'll swim off to somewhere else and not even take it. And that's always an option. Like the strength is with you when people are trying to engage and get information from you, because you hold all the chips, not to like make it a power dynamic, but they want to interact with you. So you get to decide how that, you get to meet them where they're at not where they want you to be.
Right. Yeah. No, definitely. I had a. I look at the like social stuff. I mean, when I was younger, I did choir crap. So then I had to be up on stage to do choir, and it was 21 girls and me. So I was the only guy in my whole choir class. And the only reason I kept doing that was because I genuinely wanted to learn how to read music. And I wasn't any good at piano. And so one of the few things you could do that would let you learn how to read music well, while also getting to be like away from the house, was doing the choir class. So I just stayed in it. So I did that for like 3-4 years. So that kind of forced me to go up on stage even when I was really young, like, middle school to like early high school age. So then,
and I resonate with that because I was the pianist in my family too, because we all had to learn how to read. Not had to, but we're highly encouraged to read music, and everybody else in my family is a great singer.
right. So I had to,
so I became a pianist, and that's a great way to learn music. But it also, being in choir gets you out of the house.
Yeah, and so then I went into that I did like Battle of the Books, which was like the old like reading competition shit where you would do these competitions to do these little tournaments where everybody would show up and you would get quizzed on these books, like 12 books or something like that. And these teams would compete from each district or each borough. And so we did that, and I was competitive for that for a while and was into that. And then once I was done there, so that all involved me again having to get up in front of people. And so by the time I was older and getting into politics and all that kind of crap, like never really had a problem getting in front of like crowds. Now I don't sing very often anymore. I can't remember the last time I've been in public and carried a note.
We might make you.
Do you miss singing, or do you just not care about it anymore?
Yeah, to a degree. I do miss it. It was fun.
Well, then why aren't you? Maybe I'm being an asshole, like putting you on the spot, but
No,
why aren't you doing it for like? Why aren't you doing it for your own private and personal enjoyment? Like you have a microphone, you have the audio software, you could compose and you could record it. You could never release it to the world. You could have it on your phone and only listen to it with your earbuds, where you never share it with anybody. Maybe a bitch in 10 years when you're about to get your dick sucked and you've known her for 5 years. You're like, hey babe, look at some shit I made back in the day that I've like. You know how many songs that, like, when we're done with this, I'm going to show you a Google Drive, because most people don't know a lot about me and I like it that way. I've made music and produced and been an engineer, and I don't share it with anybody because it's not for them. It's for me. And if I don't do it, the passion dies. Like I'll send you instrumentals that are just waiting for somebody to lay bars over. I could do it myself, and I don't want to because I don't have the desire to, but knowing that I at least made the music and the potential is there, it satisfies something in me where, like, I can look back in 15 years from now and say, I still have this. And you right now, you're in the perfect position. You don't have a lot of like dynamic pressures preventing you from sitting down maybe an hour or two a week and putting shit together where it makes you happy. And I don't know.
I definitely have stuff that I want to record more that are, just me fucking around stuff. But yeah, no, I have all the equipment stuff. I actually have like not just this microphone and the one that I use, like the DJI ones. I also have like music microphones that are for that.
Do you have an e-drum kit?
No, that's so one of the things I never invested in that I kind of regret. I don't have an e-drum kit, and I don't have the I almost bought one a long time ago, but one of those like almost dubstep keyboards, where you have all the buttons and you can load the switchers and stuff. I never learned that because that was all after, like, the woman I learned music from was a 60-year-old black woman. She was named Miss Mitchell. That was my music teacher. So she was not
black woman. You know music.
Oh yeah, these like the controller saw like those big ass boards where I know what you mean.
She was a fun story. Her son was a engineer for Microsoft and lived in Hawaii. And so she just worked for no reason. She just liked music. And so, but the family had money. And then he would just show up during the winter and pick her up and take her to this giant mansion that he lived in fucking Hawaii. And they would go like hang out and bullshit. And she'd come back and work teaching music, you know.
I'm sure she never got sick of it because she kept it as like a vacation instead of a home, and that's why she worked and maintained her normal life. That stuff made her happy, and then she got to escape from it. You know, because I lived in paradise for too long, and I think that's part of the problem with people that, not to hate on anybody who lives in California, but buddy, every day is paradise. Every day is opulence and happy, and like very rarely, like I get an earthquake. I get that. But it's sunny, it's fun, it's 70 degrees.
That's right.
You know, and Nevada isn't that, but I recognized when you don't have to worry about your environment that much, everything else kind of becomes mundane and boring. Like there's no risk reward. And I like that.
I just had a bunch of family go over to Arizona. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Wait a minute. Hang on. I just picked up on something. Yeah. What was it? Sir Hindian, first of his name, Lord of the Retards. Are you in Nevada?
I used to be. I spent 7.5 years, well, 8 technically, out on the West Coast. Four were in Vegas. A year was in Mesquite. A year was in Laughlin, and then I spent the last 2 years in the safest city in Nevada, Boulder City. And I miss that. I miss that very much.
Okay.
I do. It was awesome. You could go out at 3 a.m. and play Pokemon Go in this cute little downtown area, and you wouldn't get robbed or stabbed or somebody call you a faggot ass retard. It was beautiful. Like I really loved those times, those simple times where I could go out as a 20-something-year-old moron. Yeah, like it was just, I was a basic bitch back then.
I love interacting with people who come to Alaska. And because I'm in Seward, right? So I'm in this little tiny town, couple thousand people, tourism. Like we have 2 homeless people in the whole town. There's one guy with schizophrenia. You just avoid him. Like it's not that big of a deal. But then you go to cities here.
Sometimes.
Yeah, why avoid him, dude? Buy him a beer and see what happens.
Buy him a glass of orange juice and see what happens.
You go to the cities here. And in Anchorage, which is the first city everybody comes to, because you come through the airport in Anchorage. It's the biggest airport here. It's the international airport. So anybody who's coming to Alaska has to go through Anchorage.
Yeah.
So you're going to immediately leave the airport. You're going to go, oh, look at the mountains. Oh, look, this is pretty. And then you're going to slowly descend into what is Anchorage, Alaska, which I lived in for a short bit of time. It is a cesspit shithole. Nobody in the state of Alaska wants anybody to stay there for more than 15 fucking minutes. Yet it's the biggest city we have. And it's homeless
problem. That's a red flag right there. Biggest city we have is a red flag.
All of this shit, homeless people wandering around and the fucking and violent stuff and crime crap. And all that.
That's where you get the good people.
I don't know where the term bigger is better came from, but it seems the bigger we get, the worse it fucking is. Like the tiny communities are always the cleanest and like one of my hometowns, I won't say the name, but one of my hometowns, that town has not changed in 35 years that I've existed. It hasn't changed. It's the same.
Yes.
And
my hometown too. I grew up in a state, and my hometown very much farm, horse town. Everything is like farmland. Everybody,
like 1,000 population type thing.
And it's like it's still the same, if not even more hickish. And I love it. I
Yeah.
miss it. I want to go back.
Kind of living. I like
There's no
that.
big. There's no big chains or conglomerates in the town. It's very much mom and pop businesses. You can still go to like. This isn't a real business, but you know, you can go to like fucking. There's still like Jones lawnmower shop type shit. You know what I mean? Like specialized businesses where people don't want a Walmart. They want a guy who finds the best vacuums and then supplies those in his shop, and they'll pay him the little bit of extra for taking the time to make sure he found the shit, so they don't have to be disappointed by some China slop at Walmart. There's a difference, and like they're willing to pay a little bit more because that's what it means to support people in your community.
Because this
I remember I was like freaking out because Dunkin' Donuts finally made it into our town, and
all that is a front for fucking India.
Like we were so pissed. Like even
I would be too.
When, like they upgraded. Like we had like a little bit of it wasn't quite a traffic circle, but it was like a little freeway, and we had a traffic light there to just kind of like signal, flashing yellow or red or whatever.
Oh, you had a light? Ours were just flashers. We didn't have a light.
We do not have.
We had one light. We had one
your
light.
city was too big. You're a city slicker. You don't know nothing. See, you're out here false representing, talking about I'm from local farmland, and you had a fucking light in your town. I'm sick of this, dude. What's going on right now?
Are we having
How
a
dare
fight
you?
now?
You're not a hick, so no. I think we just found out.
When did you start?
Fucked around and found out. Listen, all I know. No, I've grown. I've been on farm. I've been there, done that.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, we can fight about that later.
I have the town I grew up in is Big Lake, and in Big Lake we didn't have a stop sign. And then when I moved over to Seward over here, Seward, the town I'm in now, also doesn't have a light.
Yeah.
So neither of them do. I want to point out Anchorage, too many Chinese. What's funny is, and I talked about this on Losercast, there's even a name for Asian tourists when they come off of the cruise ships. We call those pukers. Because they always come off the cruise ship wearing like Patagonia jackets and shit. That's all.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say it's called Chinkerage or something.
Oh, that. No,
I was expecting something way different.
The name that Anchorage has is Skankridge. Is the common nickname for it.
I like mine better. I don't think we should be besmirching the skank name, Skank Fest. How dare they try to... Nah, dude, that's Chinkerage going forward. Also, big shout out to Dave Wright. I see you up in the chat, my brother. Thank you for coming in, man.
I haven't even been watching the chat. I'm sorry. Hi, Dave. Hello.
I have a lot of love for Dave. I don't want to turn this into a Dave appreciation fucking stream, but he's a really good dude. Thanks for everything, brother. I appreciate you.
Hello, Dave.
Dave talking about
he's up in my neck of the woods. He's in New Hampshire as well. So,
yep.
Dave, is Village is that when it's the lowest? Is that what I'm thinking of, or is like municipality under Village? You know what I'm talking? Like when they tier it, there's like town, village, city.
Big Lake, where I grew up, was technically a village. Because of the number of people that were there. In Alaska, that's how it's done. Some places are different, though.
Is there one lower than village, though? That's what I'm wondering.
Unincorporated. I mean, you can have something that's unincorporated where it's just that everybody who lives in that area calls it that, and it might be called that on the map, but it might not be on in the census that way.
We were village. Yeah, like I was village. I was
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew Dave would know that because Mr. fucking AI wizard over there. I knew he would, because I feel like there's something rattling in my brain where like if it's not a village, it had some other kind of like it's not important, but I just can't remember what the fucking name was.
Yeah, because I grew up in a village.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I was Chepachet Village.
Yeah.
But
I'm looking
oh
at
yeah,
Tennessee and Kentucky right now, and I'm looking at like this place called Dixon, Tennessee, which is where a bunch of homesteading type stuff goes on, and there's a
yeah.
bunch of libertarian types up that way. And then I'm looking at different areas of Tennessee, but then also Kentucky, up in like Corbin or any of those areas. But then I'm also just like, I'm not gonna really make myself get stuck to one place. I'd really like to have the ability to travel around the whole U.S. and pop back up to New Hampshire and those areas, because I know a lot of people up that way, including you. And then,
Come see
and
me.
I also know there's a ton of stuff up there to do politically, and by then I'll have like the Vogler documentary and stuff like that, so I can always make it a trip to go up
Dude,
there and maybe show that at an event or something.
Dave, I don't want to just false memory agree with you, but I think that is what I was thinking of. I think that is the term I was thinking of like when it's not a village, the thing underneath it. But
A hamlet?
yeah.
Is a
yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
is a midget eating a ham omelet. That is a hamlet.
Two
You should
ingredients.
totally take
Ham
Dave
and
up
egg.
on that. You should go crash on fucking Dave's couch.
Oh no, yeah, no. He told me, I probably will at some point. I mean, and I kind of have plans maybe to. I've even kicked around the idea of just buying when I get down towards Tennessee, Kentucky. Maybe buying like a camper van or a small RV that I could build a studio into, or build like a mobile studio into. So then I'd kind of have the freedom to do whatever the fuck I want, kind of, you know. I mean, if I
100%.
have some place I can stay there, or I can take that and go somewhere else, you know.
And you got friends up here in New Hampshire. You got me
Yeah.
and Dave. Seriously, like that'd be awesome. You, Sir Indian, as well. Like, seriously, like come libertarian up with us. That would
I'm
be
still
awesome.
mad that I was supposed to pick Leighton up from the airport and everything, and without going on a long tirade, my car just started being a car, and I would have been embarrassed if, like, let's say I do make it there to pick him up, then we go somewhere and I park the car, and then as we're going back, we're all done, we get in the car and my car won't start. I'd be so fucking embarrassed sitting there with like, oh fuck, we have to go somewhere, and my car is like, fuck you, we're not. And that's what my car is doing right now.
Dave, go fuck yourself. I just saw Dave's chat. Eli lives in Massachusetts. Dave, I will fight you, dude. I'll fight you. I do not. No.
I hate Massachusetts. Fuck Massachusetts, dude.
I live like close-ish to the border, but it's been a whole story. I actually started in the White Mountain National Forest, and I've slowly moved my way down because of like career choices and relationship issues. I want to move back up north, so shut up, Dave. I will fight you anytime, anywhere. Text me. Let's fucking go. I will bring my wooden katana. Anyway. But yeah, no, that would be great. Like, I like us having like a good rapport where it's like, I don't know. I know we have like Pork Fest up here in New Hampshire. I don't know politically how important Pork Fest is because I haven't been yet.
Even still, I see your point where it would be fun to do one of these shows all together in person. That's what people like the most. It like these are cool, but people want everybody kind of chilling in the same. And people even said that about Come Town. Like when they were not together and they were recording away from, like, sure, it was funny, but it wasn't the same as dumb as that sounds, being in that same room and you're all just kind of occupying that. There's like a tension there, not like a mean tension, but you know what I mean. There's just a different kind of energy.
ADHD, So anytime that you guys are like picking on me, I'm gonna get like punchy and be like,
Why would we pick on you? I think that's like a
I'm asking.
self-fulfilling prophecy you're setting.
I pick on myself, but
Yeah.
it'll be like if you pick on me and like get all like teasy and everything, it'll just be like, and
No.
and people want to see that. They want to see that like togetherness of being comfortable, being
Yeah.
each other's people, and being on Zoom doesn't really give that.
And I don't like not that you necessarily meant this, but I'll be honest with you. It's very easy for me to lean into a comedy realm where, and I mean it, I can be the Baba Yaga. You can bring that shit out of me, and you might think I become Heath Ledger's Joker, where there's nothing you can threaten me with. And I'm not a violent person. I don't like to provoke people, but it's the type of thing where, like, if you say you want to fight me, I'm gonna agree to that. I saw that, you sneaky fuck. But I'm definitely the type of guy where, like, if I'll agree to fight you, and you'll think it's gonna be all good, and then I'm gonna like bite your ear off, fucking, you know what I mean, like Mike Tyson style. And I'm gonna make you regret thinking that you could approach this situation with normal rules where we were both, because that doesn't happen in life. Like right now, when I'm getting trolled by an awesome fucking duck with fucking glasses on and a scholar's
He's
cap.
tricking, excuse me.
He's awesome. He's awesome.
Oh yeah.
But like, so I don't like, even though it's easy for me to like roast comedy, I'm really good at it. I can burn the fuck out of you and not care about what you say about me, because I don't think much of myself. So at that point, you'll say shit to me and I'll blow past it, or I'll use it as fuel to be like, yeah, and you're letting this make you look
right.
like,
And let's go.
and I don't like doing that unless it's somebody who I'm burning a bridge with completely, and I know I'm never going to make up with you, because once I do that, once I let out the fucking beast and I tear into you, how can we, and I don't like doing that to people anymore. I've noticed my power. Go ahead, Lade.
Oh, I'm an old school Opie and Anthony like listener, so I don't know, like the whole trashing people was kind of like how I got into comedy in the first place, because that's just sort of like, I don't know, it was always like,
it's different when Jim and Patrice and O&A are on, because you know there's like a friendliness where they're not really trying, and I'm not. It's not that I'm not good at that.
Like, I'm being mean because I like you.
Right.
Being mean because I'm teasing you and you're fun and we have.
And that's not the vein that gets tapped when I go into that territory, because once somebody crosses a line, or like, I don't believe in like in you know, there's no idols in comedy that you can't touch. I've had a lot of bad shit happen to me where I've had to get over it, where I'll be honest, there was a time where I was too sensitive to be around somebody if they were telling a joke about a dead kid. I won't get into all that. I don't want a sob story, blah blah blah. But I moved past it, because it's like, for me to try and make somebody else feel bad about something that could happen, jokes are still valid to be told, and I don't want to change anybody's ability to try and make a difference because my perspective on something, I'm having trouble moving past it. So when I get challenged in certain regards, it's hard for me to turn it back and turn it off. And it's hard for me to, even if I know that, like, I know that it's bad, I will still go full force. Not that like I would do something intentionally mean, but if I feel wronged or betrayed, and I'm not good at like being able to leverage that in a way where it's not super destructive, because if you come up to me and you make me feel violated, I'm going to humiliate you, and I don't like doing that anymore, because my powers are better used for good. I've noticed in the last year that I'm really good at bringing people together or making people happy, and the more I have fun and tap into that vein, it's like, I can still slip into being like worse than like the fucking insult comic, dog. I'm there. I'm Don Rickles. I don't want to just say I'm a god, but I know I can kill, and I don't want to do that to people anymore because it makes me feel bad.
Like,
You
you're
know,
definitely
like if I'm gonna go after somebody again, that's why when you saw me doing the Jeff Dye content for a moment, I didn't feel the same way about the comment or the content that people were doing with him. I thought he was like not worth the time. I changed on that, and it's like I went aggressive on Jeff Dye, and that's like the tip of the iceberg that I could go with somebody where even Ben Avery had to reel it in and stop. He knew that, like, yeah, I could keep feeding this, or let's go back to talking about the facts. Like, this is more productive for me to be here having some fun with you guys and riffing on Hunter Biden being a crackhead than actually having some type of deep-seated hatred for Hunter Biden. And for the last 3 hours, we've been talking about, we're looking through Hunter Biden's laptop shit, and we're chudding out about, oh yeah, you see this fucking Ukraine chick that was 15 that he slept with US dollars, and it's like, at a certain point, like, you got to pick your battles, right?
Yeah.
You got to pick your fucking battles.
Yeah, like let's take this and just like laugh at it, because I feel like with me, it's like if I don't have control over the situation, if I can't change the outcome, then you gotta roll with the punches and just make it funny. Just take it. If people are gonna be mean to you, take it, dole it out a bit as well. But
Definitely.
unless you can actually change the outcome, there's no reason to be professional.
Sometimes you can't change the outcome. I think everybody has gotten to a point where there's some people that it's not about having the right words. It's not about the correct information. You cannot explain it to them any way where it will change things. They're going
this
to
person is not
completely,
listening to me.
yes. And that, I think that is more, the amount of times that's happened has discouraged me from trying to ever work anything else out. So like me at this stage, I'm very much the guy who, like, when you approach me, if you approach me and you're not being a fucking piece of shit, and I, like, people know what the levels are to that. Don't chud the builder me. Don't come and be like, oh, you chimping out? Because I'm not going to get that. We're not, like, we haven't been in the trenches for you to make that kind of joke to me yet. If we know each other for a couple months and we've, like, had some time, I'm not going to be mad if, like, really whatever you say. But if you come up to me and you think that you can just be on whatever type of timing, sure, you're allowed to do that as a human being. I'm also allowed to have a unique expression with how I choose to react to that, or maybe dismiss it completely and walk away. But motherfuckers got it twisted now. It's like they think they have the right to, you know, come up with the phone and do something goofy or this and that. And it's like, that didn't exist back in the day, man. You know, 20 years ago, motherfuckers didn't have to worry about that. If somebody came up to you being weird, you'd lay them the fuck out, and then that's it. You'd hope that maybe if there was a CCTV, maybe you got to worry about that. But even then, you're laying somebody out, and it's done, and then they're embarrassed in town because everybody knows and they're talking about it. And now it's fucking like I said, there was a guy getting fucking beheaded in the street by a fucking immigrant in Ireland, and people are recording it. They're not helping him. That's the dynamic shift that we're in. Is like
I want to go back to that. I want to go back to that because I don't know if we've ever mentioned this. I was an EMT. I was in EMS, and that was one of the things about us was I left it because the pay was so bad and the job was so strenuous. Like I was working 24, 36 hour shifts, and they expected you to just sleep at the station. But it's like, what, you kick off your boots and you still have your radio up waiting for dispatch? Like it for $18 an hour, it was not fair. But I was on EMS. I was a EMT for quite a bit, and before that I was in nursing during COVID. And there was an expectation that, it, and I will say there's a personality type, and I've had a conversation with somebody about this where there's a personality type where it's like you don't question if like you're responsible for a certain situation. You just question, can I fix this situation? And you jump in and you just do it. It's not really like a thought of, oh, do I have to? It's not a do I have to. It really is a I can do this. I can do this right now. There's something I can do. I'm just going to do it. I'm not looking for the payoff. And I'm not like trying to like sound heroic because that's not what it is. It is just a like, you know, I left the job because the pay wasn't livable, but I still do a lot of the volunteer work for it because the instinct is still there, but I guess this is going into like a subject of like how poorly emergency responders are paid, or like even like bouncers, like people just willing to do something in a certain situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not fair. I feel like generations above us, like I don't know how old you guys are necessarily. Leighton, I think I am older than you.
I already
I'm-
said I'm 35.
I'm
Some people are
34.
afraid of their age. I'm not. I'm 35. I'm
I'm
old.
not.
I'm unpoised.
I just turned 34 this last weekend.
See, now
Nice.
I'm funnier to make both of you guess my age because you both
Yo,
know I'm
baby.
younger.
Yo, babe.
47.
I think he's
Oh,
28.
older Leighton? 51.
28.
Older brother? Wow, dude, whatever you're doing, it's working, man.
Liam,
55?
how old are you? Like,
So,
Don't tell me you're on like collecting like early Social Security, man. What's happening?
hurry up.
The
Tell us.
adrenochrome.
I have to pee again. I have to pee again. Say your age.
I am almost 26.
Wow, you know what? On a serious note, I respect the fuck out of you for making it to Grand Rapids at your age and being involved in shit the way you are. That's actually really impressive, man.
Biologically, I could have given birth to him.
Fuck off.
Jesus.
Biologically,
That's the thought that comes to your mind, is that you could have birthed
Oh,
Leighton.
no.
he's my baby. Leon, you're
Please
my baby. You're my son. You and Adolf Elmer. Okay.
Please, God.
That's too good.
God damn it. Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
No,
I don't know.
I can have
You
full
said
on
26,
conversations.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. I couldn't have actually given birth to you, obviously.
No, I believed you. I thought that was the truth.
Dude, I'm 34.
I really believed you when you told me
Shut
that.
up.
I
8 years old?
feel betrayed. The audacity. You've just been lying. First, you're living in the country and you live in a village, but you have a light in your town. And now, Leighton's your son, but he's not. I don't come on here for this. I like truth and honesty, and this is supposed to be outlawed thoughts, not in-law thoughts.
All right.
That's right.
Whatever.
I just burned that on the freestyle. That's right.
Yeah, you did. You did. Kudos to you. Leighton's still my baby boy, though. He's my son now.
Yeah, I was born 1999. So, right before.
Oh my God, what Dave just said in the chat.
I remember what I asked for.
I'm not even highlighting it.
I remember
This
I
show's
got a
gonna break me.
beanbag. There was a blue green beanbag. There was a Cabbage Patch Kid that I asked for. I remember what I asked Santa for the year you were born.
There's only one beanbag anybody should ask Santa for, and it's the love sack. And no, that is not a troll. It's a real
It's
fucking
a
beanbag.
6.5-foot wide beanbag.
You know of it. You
Yes,
know
I
what
do.
I'm talking. Have you actually been on one? So you know.
Yes,
Wait,
they're
I used to
amazing.
sleep in one of those. It was the best fucking sleep I ever got.
Was
I don't
it
know
a
how they
leather?
designed that shit.
And it was huge. Like
It's
the
a giant beanbag,
leather
yeah.
beanbag. It was
It filled
giant. Like,
it
Yes.
filled the entire room. And like I had my TV, I had that, and not to like Handler is teasing me about this before. He's like, "Oh, are you gonna flex on me with your bitches?" And it's like, I'll take the one time here to be like, that love sack was a huge chick magnet. Anytime a chick saw that, I got laid. It was unbelievably clutch. But I don't know why, but it was like, again, maybe I don't know what they expected, but they wanted to make some love on the sack. You good? Is there a bat in your house?
I'm listening to. There's a fly or a mosquito.
Oh, that's the best.
Something. Give me one moment. I'm gonna stand up and find this little bastard.
Oh, absolutely. I will take control of the show. Oh, the kitty. Is that a kitty? Now, is that a boy? Is that a boy cat?
It's a boy cat.
Most oranges are. So when I try to see, I've seen a couple female oranges in my life, but I always ask,
No, it's Pickles.
why you name him Pickles when he's orange?
I named him Pickles after. Were you touching the wall? It's Do you remember Metalocalypse on
course.
Adult Swim?
Of course.
Pickles the drummer.
I would have named him Oranges. That's going to be my name for him. Hi, Oranges.
Shut the fuck
Hi.
up, Oranges.
And so good.
I love Pickles. Pickles the food and also Pickles the drummer. But
All right, well, if you're calling him oranges and you're calling him pickles, then I'm gonna call it fire crotch.
Oh my god, that's
okay.
I'm gonna give it 180.
that's a fucking
But
deep
that's
cut
not-
right there, dude. That's Lindsay Lohan, right? Bro, my man. That's the kind of deep cuts I want.
Your name is Lindsay Lohan, and if it's a guy, then it's a tranny Lindsay Lohan.
Oh, Lindsay Lohan. She's made a recovery. She is married with a baby.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Oh, do you know what that reference is?
Bean's gonna name your cat after. Like,
Do you know what H.P. Lovecraft's cat's name was?
No.
Hmm?
I will not
that
lie
would
and say I
be,
did.
Nigger.
Oh. That's see, I expected that from Handler. Very good. Very, very always sharp. Always sharp, this man.
Yeah.
I missed it.
He would be a great hang for this show if you're ever looking for a guest.
Yeah,
Handler.
we're definitely gonna bring people on. We'll get Dave on here for sure, probably next week, and then we can bring Handler on.
I don't know how many
what-
people expect intelligent discourse from two people who run a show that's called Gay and Racist, but when I had them on for 2 hours for This Is Comedy, I really enjoyed it. These guys came prepared, and you can kind of tell with people if they're empty-headed or they know how to play ping pong. They're
Yeah.
really, both of them are really, really good guests to have on.
So you're saying they're Asians?
Yes, they're Chinese.
You're saying Asians.
And they're good on computer streams. That sounds like a
All
Chinese
right.
movie.
So not having technical difficulties like the rest of us.
Gong Si Fa Sai.
Yes.
I have to get to bed soon. though?
Okay, yes, we'll close out here. Go ahead and plug your Twitter.
Okay, so my Twitter is at slow child ahead. It's like slow children ahead. I don't know the sign. Either way, I'm the slow child ahead that you need to look out for. So at slow child ahead.
Uh,
I don't
great.
have any plugs. I'm just kind of on with
No,
you guys.
Just plug the Twitter, get some Twitter followers every once in a while. You can subscribe to the channel, obviously, over here. Follow me on Twitter at Liberty Layton. Hindian, go ahead and give your stuff out.
I do this as comedy once a week sometimes, if I feel like it. But I've also been pulled into this show, which I'm really happy to be a part of. I'm filling in on Losercast. We're doing that later tonight, so please make sure you stick around. And will you fucking assholes vote? I'm actually getting a little irritated. Like, you come and watch. You come and watch, you pull up, I see how many views the posts get. It takes you 7 seconds to vote. It's not complicated if you're just afraid that it's going to make you spend 10 years locked into something. It doesn't. Vote. The show's fun. Let's make the show more fun. Come hang out. It's going to be great. And then I also want to make sure, because Handler is right, Gay and Racist show, which I primarily do clips for, but they, like, I know this weekend they were trying to hint at me to, like, join the Discord call and come have fun, but sometimes being the unofficial third mic is knowing when to let the two mics cook themselves because they don't need you. And I like being a participant and a watcher sometimes too. Like, yeah, I like doing the show with them, but I like watching the Gay and Racist show. It's hard to watch when you have to entertain people for 4 fucking hours. So, but yeah, I want to make sure I plug that as well. And Ginyu TV on X right now. Anybody who wants to fucking follow me, go ahead. It's a lot of retardation.
Yeah, I've got Vogler stuff coming up soon, a bunch of other crap. But other than that, check out Losercast at the Losercast on YouTube. You can go on Twitter, and I'll have links up there in just a moment. As soon as I'm off this show, I'll be posting for that, as well as putting up the poll for last week, so you guys can all go vote. And then we'll play that poll out on the show as well, so you can vote if you're watching live. So you'll have either as an option. Hope everybody enjoyed tonight. We'll be back next Tuesday, same time, same place. Peace.
Later, people.
Love you guys.